What if, at just the right moment, a single sentence, a mere handful of words, could ignite instant attraction in a woman's mind? Not due to your appearance or your profession, but because your words resonated with her emotions in an undeniable way. Imagine speaking in a manner that makes her lean in, smile slowly, and begin to perceive you differently, all without you attempting to impress or persuade her of anything. These 6 phrases aren't mere tricks, they are powerful tools. The psychology of attraction, they are deeply rooted in psychology, emotion, and timeless human dynamics. When delivered correctly, they awaken something profound within her: curiosity, challenge, intrigue. They completely flip the script. This is because when you grasp how women connect emotionally and learn to communicate in ways that touch that emotional core, you'll never need to pursue anyone again. Every phrase I'm about to reveal is crafted to keep you in her thoughts long after your conversation concludes. If you utilize these effectively, women will sense they've discovered something exceptional in you, and they won't want to let it go. Before we delve into this valuable insight, please do something impactful to support this mission. Hit subscribe, because by doing so, you're not only enhancing your own life, but you're also making this kind of understanding accessible to countless men who genuinely need it. Men who are weary of being overlooked, tired of the friend zone, and exhausted by never standing out. Your support fuels our growth, and our growth transforms lives. Yours, mine, and theirs. Now, let's explore the words that draw her heart closer, even before she understands why. Phrase 1. You have a unique way about you. I like that. Most men mistakenly believe they need to compliment a woman's physical beauty to capture her attention. They offer remarks like, "You're truly pretty," or "You look incredible tonight," expecting a positive reaction. However, women hear these words daily. It's not that they dislike compliments, it's that most of them are hollow, superficial, and unoriginal. They don't feel special because they fail to connect with anything genuine, thus failing to ignite an emotional spark. But then, this single sentence emerges: "You have a unique way about you. I like that." Suddenly everything slows down. This phrase acts as a powerful attraction mechanism because it directly addresses her inherent desire for individual recognition, not just attention. Recognition is subtle, mysterious, and unexpected. It compels her mind to engage in a powerful process. She begins to wonder. She wonders what you observed, what you sensed, what you truly noticed. It opens a cognitive loop in her brain that doesn't immediately close. She'll start replaying her own actions and demeanor, pondering, what is it about me that he finds unique? Was it how I told that story? My laughter, my self-assurance, my quirks. As she does this, she begins to emotionally connect with your words. That's the strength of a compliment that cultivates curiosity. You're not revealing everything. You're showing just enough to ignite a spark. This mystery generates tension, and when handled correctly, tension is pure magnetism. Now, let's delve deeper. What do you truly mean when you utter this phrase? How do you use it without sounding disingenuous? You don't use it arbitrarily. You employ it during a moment of authentic connection. When she reveals something genuine, perhaps she shares a childhood memory, or she becomes animated discussing a passion project, or she tells a peculiar yet clever joke that most people might miss. That's your cue. You pause. You let the moment settle. You maintain eye contact, not in a creepy way, but with a steady, calm energy. And you utter it slowly, as if recognizing something rare. You have a unique way about you. I like that. The crucial element is your tone. Say it as though you've just uncovered something valuable about her. Make it sound like a realization that just dawned on you in that very instant. If you rush it or over-explain, its power diminishes. The strength of this phrase lies in its understated nature. You're not trying to impress her, you're observing her. And that's rare, because here's what many overlook. Most women feel emotionally invisible. Of course, they might be noticed for their looks, but how often does someone truly notice their thought process, their laughter, or how they light up when discussing something they adore? That's where this line resonates deeply. It transcends the physical. It communicates. I perceive something in you that most people miss. I'm paying close attention. You stand out. And the best part, it doesn't just make her feel appreciated. It makes her want to reveal more of herself to you. She lean in emotionally. She share more stories. She begin to peel back layers because now she feels she's with someone who truly notices her essence, not just her appearance. Over time, she will associate you with the feeling of being profoundly seen, and that emotional imprint is more powerful than any pickup line, any flashy compliment, or any boast. So, use this line, but use it judiciously. Employ it when the moment is genuine, and say it with the calm, grounded energy of a man who doesn't just look, he sees. She will never forget that moment, and she will never forget you. Phrase 2. I like women who know what they want. This is one of the most underestimated phrases a man can utter. On the surface, it appears to be a compliment, but at its core, it's something far more potent, a quiet challenge, a standard, a filter. Most men, particularly when attracted to a woman, instinctively try to win her approval. They utter things they believe she wants to hear. They agree to readily, smile excessively, and try too hard to impress her, hoping that if they are sweet, intelligent, or amusing enough, she will choose them. However, what this unintentionally does is shift the dynamic. Now, she's the prize, and he's the one pursuing. He's auditioning, he's proving himself, and whether women are fully aware of it or not, that energy becomes predictable and, eventually, boring. But when you look a woman in the eye, calm, composed, and confident, and you declare, "I like women who know what they want," everything changes. You're no longer seeking her validation. You're not attempting to win her over. You're stating a preference, a standard, and that subtly shifts the conversation from, "Am I good enough for her?" to, "Is she what I'm looking for?" It's a small pivot with a massive impact because now she's the one qualifying herself to you. She starts to ponder, do I appear confident to him? Do I come across as someone who knows what I want? Am I meeting his standard? This internal questioning is precisely what builds attraction on a deeper level. Not only are you perceived as selective, but you're also reinforcing a message she doesn't often hear. You're not available to just anyone. Here's a psychological reason this resonates so effectively. Women profoundly admire men who possess clarity of mind, clarity of purpose, and clarity in their values. When you state, "I like women who know what they want," you're revealing your attraction to clarity in others, which reflects the clarity you possess within yourself. That makes you strong, rooted, reliable, rare, and extraordinarily attractive. Now, the timing of this phrase is crucial. It's best employed in moments when she demonstrates some level of decisiveness or leadership. Perhaps she orders boldly at a restaurant, confidently expresses her opinion, or tells you what she's seeking. In life, that's when you deliver this line. You meet her gaze, nod slightly, and utter it with quiet admiration. "I like women who know what they want." Then, pause, let it settle. Don't follow it with anything soft or apologetic. You're not saying it for her approval, you're simply expressing what you value. When you maintain that line with calm energy, it creates a kind of emotional gravity that draws her toward you. It's also incredibly effective. When she asks you what type of woman you're interested in, most men would fumble, saying things like, "I don't really have a type," or "someone who's nice, I guess." That's vague and forgettable. Instead, if you calmly respond with, "I like women who know what they want," you accomplish two things simultaneously. You communicate strength and you spark a challenge. She will then begin to measure herself against your standard. Here's the critical point. Once you've said it, act in accordance with it. If she is indecisive, insecure, or flaky, do not pursue, because if you chase someone who doesn't meet the standard you verbally expressed, your words lose credibility. But if you remain grounded, calm, and consistent, she will feel the difference. She senses that you're not just speaking, you're living that standard. That's when the magic unfolds. She starts investing more in the conversation. She leans forward, a little more. She opens up. She begins to desire to be seen as the kind of woman who knows what she wants. And that's not manipulation. It's magnetism. It's a healthy dynamic where both individuals are rising to each other's energy, not playing games. So remember, don't speak to impress. Speak to express your values. This simple phrase, "I like women who know what they want," will flip the script from you pursuing her to her wondering how to maintain your interest. Phrase 3. That's what I like most about you. This phrase may seem straightforward, but its potency is remarkable when used correctly. It's a phrase that transforms you from a man who offers superficial compliments into a man who truly sees her. For most women, that experience is rare and unforgettable. You see, most compliments women receive are based on the obvious: her looks, her style, perhaps her smile. While these compliments feel good in the moment, they don't linger, they don't create emotional depth, they don't leave an imprint. Why? Because every man notices what's on the surface. It requires no skill, no insight, and no emotional connection to say, "You're beautiful." But it demands presence and awareness to say, that passion you exhibit when discussing your goals. That's what I like most about you. That's the distinction between being forgettable and being unforgettable. This phrase works because it's more than just a compliment. It's a mirror. You're reflecting something genuine about her that often goes unnoticed by others. When you say it, you're not attempting to flatter. You're acknowledging something specific that makes her feel truly understood. When a woman feels understood by a man, she begins to open up in a way she doesn't with anyone else. Let's explore this further. Imagine she's discussing her career, not just the title, but the driving force behind it. Perhaps she lights up when she talks about helping others, or maybe there's a quiet intensity in her voice as she describes her ambition. Perhaps she's vulnerable for a moment, and you perceive strength within that vulnerability. That's your moment. You look at her, not with effusive praise, but with calm appreciation, and you state, "That's what I like most about you. The way you care so deeply. It's real, it's rare." Now pause. Don't rush to elaborate. Let it sink in. That silence after your words is potent. It allows her the space to truly feel them. Here's what you've accomplished in that moment. You've validated something meaningful. You've made her feel emotionally seen. You've created a memory that exists solely between the two of you. That single sentence becomes an emotional fingerprint on her mind. She won't forget it, not because it's poetic, but because it touched a part of her that most men never reach. The power of this phrase increases when you don't overuse it. You don't say it to every woman. You don't say it too soon. You say it when the moment is genuine, when she's revealing her true self, and you say it in a tone that feels anchored and grounded, because it's not merely the words that matter, it's your presence behind them. Let's say she's helping someone, and she does it quietly, not for attention, but because that's simply who she is. Or perhaps she demonstrates her drive without boasting. Maybe she shares something deeply emotional, and you perceive the courage behind her words. That's when you slow down, lower your voice slightly and say, "That right there, that's what I like most about you." What happens next is not just emotional, it's magnetic. She feels a pull toward you, not because you gave her attention, but because you gave her recognition. That taps into something almost every woman deeply craves, being valued for her essence, not just her appearance. If you wish to know what distinguishes a man, what makes a woman think about him days later, it's this: he made her feel emotionally significant. Most men never venture there. You will dot. The most beautiful aspect is that when you declare, "That's what I like most about you," you're not merely offering a compliment. You're altering how she perceives herself in that moment. That's attraction at its deepest level. That's the kind of moment that echoes phrase 4, "I don't know if you can handle me." This phrase is audacious, not because it's loud, but because it subtly suggests something beneath the surface. When you utter, "I don't know if you can handle me," you're communicating, without explicitly stating it, that you're not just an ordinary man seeking quick approval. You are layered. You possess substance, energy, standards, and perhaps even a touch of unpredictability. And it's not for everyone. Most men present themselves as an open book. They strive to be as approachable, easygoing, and agreeable as possible, hoping that by being simple and non-threatening they'll be liked. But what occurs when a woman feels she already knows everything about a man? Her curiosity wanes, and without curiosity, attraction rapidly diminishes. This phrase disrupts that pattern. It introduces a touch of friction, but in a playful, engaging way. It implies that you are a challenge, and that is incredibly attractive when delivered with confidence and control. Why? Because challenges awaken something in people. They ignite effort, intrigue, and emotional investment, and that's precisely what you desire. Let's set the scene. She's teasing you. Perhaps she claims she's difficult to impress. Maybe she confidently declares how much she can handle or how fearless she is. That's when you lean back slightly, offer a knowing smile, and state, "I don't know if you can handle me." Then, silence. Just let that line hang in the air for a moment. What you've just done is reframe the entire dynamic. She thought she was being bold. She thought she was challenging you, but you flipped it with one sentence. Now she's wondering what it is about you that she might not be able to handle. Is it your ambition, your depth, your lifestyle, your emotional intelligence, your confidence? She doesn't know, but now she wants to find out. This is where the line becomes potent, not because of what it explicitly says, but because of what it suggests. It hints at the unknown. It makes her guess, wonder, and perhaps even test you a little, just to see if you're bluffing. That's good. It means she's engaged, curious, and emotionally activated. But here's the most crucial part. You have to back it up. You can't say, "Don't know if you can handle me," and then start acting like every other man, ever explaining, chasing, seeking approval. Your behavior must align with your message. That means being calm, grounded, and unbothered by her reactions. It means recognizing your own worth and not needing her to prove anything to you for you to feel valuable. What you're truly communicating is this: "I'm not for everyone, and that's okay. I'm not here to be easy, I'm here to be real." If you want surface level, there are easier options. But if you want depth, challenge, and intensity, then you better be ready. That's what resides within this phrase. It's not arrogance, it's selectiveness, it's confidence in your complexity. And it's magnetic. If she is ready, if she's intrigued enough to lean in and try to uncover what you meant, that's when the dynamic shifts in your favor. Because now she's investing, she's chasing a feeling. She's stepping into your world, not the other way around. So don't merely utter this phrase casually. Use it when the timing is appropriate. Say it with calm certainty. Let your eyes convey its weight. Then allow her to sit in the silence for a moment and observe what happens next. Phrase 5, "I'm not that easy." "I'm not that easy" isn't just a clever retort. It's a subtle, powerful declaration of your value. It tells her, without ego, that you're not going to capitulate at the first sign of attention. That message is rare. Why? Because most men fail to realize how quickly they reveal their hand. A single compliment, one smile from a woman, and they're bending over backward to please her. They start chasing before there's even a reason to. In that moment, the value equation flips. She becomes the one who decides your worth, and you become just another man attempting to be liked. But the moment you calmly utter, "I'm not that easy," everything transforms. Suddenly you're not reacting. You're not caught up in her charm or her games. You're cool, centered, and unmoved. Not because you don't like her, but because you understand your own worth isn't simply given away just because someone expresses interest. That calm resistance is profoundly attractive. The beauty of this phrase lies in its light-hearted surface, while beneath it carries an energy of discipline and selectiveness. You're communicating. I don't simply hand out my attention, my time, or my approval. It has to be earned. And that concept is intoxicating to the right kind of woman. Let's discuss delivery. Employ this phrase when she's teasing you, testing you, or perhaps when she makes a flirtatious advance, expecting you to melt. Instead of reacting with desperation or nervous laughter, hold your ground, look her in the eye, allow a playful smile to cross your face, and with calm, confident state, "I'm not that easy." Then pause. Don't rush, don't backtrack or over-explain. Just let it hang there. That moment of pause is when the magic occurs. Her mind starts racing. Did he just push back? Did he just resist me? Is he actually serious? Whether she shows it or not, inside there's a small spark of emotional tension, and that tension is attraction. Here's what you're truly accomplishing. You're setting a boundary with charm. You're communicating that simply because she's attractive or charming doesn't automatically grant her access to you. You're letting her know that your presence has a cost, and that cost is effort, honesty, respect, and genuine interest. That's a rare framework, and only high-value men inhabit it. Now let's go even deeper. Why does this work so effectively, especially in romantic or flirtatious situations? Because when a woman observes that a man has options but chooses selectivity, it demonstrates control. It demonstrates strength. It demonstrates that he's not emotionally needy, that he's not addicted to validation, and that he doesn't crumble just because someone is paying attention to him. Instead of pursuing her approval, he's filtering her just as much as she's filtering him. When you exude that energy in a fun, playful, non-defensive way, you become the man she's intrigued by. You become the man who's different. The man who might have more going on than what's obvious. Let's be real. Mystery is attractive, but mystery without confidence feels like insecurity. Mystery with calm, grounded confidence is irresistible. One more point. Don't use this line as a mere script or tactic. Use it as an expression of your genuine mindset. You truly aren't that easy. You genuinely do have standards. If you live in that truth, if it's more than just a line, it will carry immense emotional weight when you say it. So, the next time she leans in a little too confidently, the next time she assumes she's got you effortlessly captivated, just smile and gently say, "I'm not that easy." Observe what unfolds. Then witness how she begins to work for your attention instead of the other way around. Conclusion: if you master these 6 phrases, not just what to say, but how to say them, something fundamental will change. Conversations will flow more easily. Women will lean in. They'll listen differently. They'll feel differently. You'll no longer be chasing. You'll be remembered. Attraction is never about volume. It's about vibe. When you learn to speak from this level of grounded power, your presence will communicate even before you utter a word. If this information has been helpful to you, please support the mission. Subscribe, because this content is here to provide you with real power, not just empty talk. With your support, we will reach thousands more men who need this, men who are ready to stop settling and begin rising.